Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University and Star Trek Boldly Go, issue number 10. We're there, we're at number 10, yay! I'm actually really glad that this hasn't canceled, and I don't think it really should cancel. I mean, I don't know what the sales are, I just don't look at stuff like that on average, but like the stories are really great, guys, and I keep pushing this comic, I keep on reading this comic because the stories are just so good. So we're going to take a break from the whole, we were attacked by the Borg, holy crap, everybody gather again, and let's get ready to, kick some serious Borg booty. No. We take a little bit of a break. There's this new Tanaxi race that's out there that they got a whole bunch of little compunctions. They think that they're more technologically superior than Starfleet. They are absolutely not even remotely close. And their technology is very different in reality. So it's hard to even make that comparison. But the idea that they think it's greater when it's not, that alone says a lot. So there's these two dudes, they attacked Kirk. Kirk gets teleported back onto space, beamed back in space. It's freaking teleportation, all right? Back into the Enterprises like several years ago. And these two guys are there. One of them decides to stay at the very least. And he he changed his name to Kevin because we can't pronounce his name. And he becomes a really integral part. And he starts trying to understand the way that things work. Now, one of the really cool parts is that the last thing that they're going to build on this new star, I don't know what the heck you would call this thing, a starship? There you go. Okay, starship. Okay, this starship, the last thing they're going to build is Captain Kirk's chair. Okay, because that is considered the seat of power, right? That's where that's where the magic happens, so to speak. So that's what Kevin is learning about this. Now he goes back and talks to his people, and he's lost some. He's assimilated a lot more than he wanted to, and there's some negative connotations with that, and it's mentioned here. But yeah, still, so. His people are starting to consider him a little bit weak, but they want him to betray the people, and they want him to, really teach them a lesson. So he says, okay, well, let's steal the seat of power, So they go in, they steal it, and they leave. That's the only thing that was stolen, is the captain's chair. Now, of course, you and I are sitting here like, okay, and so you put in a new chair. Like, what's a big freaking deal? But it's the idea. It's the idea that they've been snubbed a little bit. Well, it's literally not even that much. They were actually trying. The guys who told Kevin to do this, the Tanaxi warlords, whatever you call it, they said, listen, steal this thing so you can completely disable the ship. Because they work on an organic technology where you're actually the stem of power, all right, the root of power. They will merge with it, and that's where all of the power. If you cut off the stem of the ship, the ship is completely useless at this point. Like permanently, it's done. It's you just trash the ship. Put it in the compost bin because you can't use this thing anymore. But with this, the seat of power clearly does not mean that that's where the main energy source is. You haven't crippled the damn ship by taking away the seat of power. That's literally just a place for the captain to stand in the middle and be like, yeah. So Kevin really he doinked his own people. He kind of punked them out, and he gets teleported back, beamed back to Starfleet, and they're like, okay, so I guess you're permanently joining us. He's like, I have to. They were going to kill me. So yeah. So they got a new crew member, and it's actually really cool. He gets a hug from Jayla. I would take a hug from Jayla. I'm just saying, forget about it, man. So yeah, it was actually a really good, really fun issue. Guys, I'm going to drop a B+ on this comic. It's such a good, fun comic to read. Forget about it. And to me, this is just so much better than reading or watching an entire episode anymore of Star Trek. Like, they're just an hour long. They just take too damn long, and the problems are just, you're overcomplicating it, and it's pointless. And here's this nice little one-shot story where we have so much information, and it feels good, and you can sit back and just digest the whole thing, and yeah, it's good stuff. So more of this, please. Anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.